Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars, it's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, and giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises, and the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your cup of joe, sit back, keep an eye on the other guy, lock your beverage into your cup holder, and always, as a reminder, a gentle reminder from the Motormouth crew, check your order from the takeout window before you get on the road. Because this is Car Connection, and we care. We got you covered Monday through Saturday morning with pit stops, stories, smarts, and a few good laughs. So I'm Motormouth Niall Jenkins, and we're shifting into drive this morning. Thank you for making us a part of your morning drive right here in the Car Connection workshop. So let's help you to get down the road with happy, healthy motoring. Get your crayons ready. You're going to need those. 16-pack of crayons. That way, in a brown paper bag, you can get your co-pilot, if you have one, beside you in your vehicle commuting to work, because this is the Motormouth Morning Drive. Yeah, the brown paper bag is officially a memo pad now, so you can fold it nicely and neatly into a square, and with your crayons, you can continuously write without running out of ink and take some notes down. If you're not able to do that, we keep it super simple for you here. We practice the acronym KISS. Keep it super simple. Anytime you want to re-listen and listen, you can pick it up off of our iHeart podcast channel. You can also go into our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. There's a bunch of stuff there for you, and I'll rattle it off. It's for short form, it's CCBUS is in Sam, net.com. When you get there, on the home page, you'll see all these company logos. Those are our program partners and recommended businesses that have my seal of approval. A lot of them have been with us for decades. We just finished and wrapped up 31 years of Car Connection Live on radio, live automotive call-in program, to be here on podcasts, and that way we can reach a lot more people, help a lot more people, and expand our horizons to north, south, east, and west, and all around the globe. And I think that is absolutely cool. So that's the next generation of Car Connection. We call it Next Gen, Car Connection Next Gen 2.0. So also on the home page on the top right-hand corner, our webmaster has so gracefully provided for you our YouTube link. Click on the icon. Instagram, Facebook, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, and most importantly, our merch store. So you can grab merch off our website and join the Motormouth crew in your official Car Connection gear. And each piece of merchandise you purchase is only $5 above cost, and that helps us to also, for Skippy and I, my videographer, to have coffee and donuts each week when we shoot the videos. We do 3 new videos every single week, so don't forget to hit the notification bell on our YouTube channel so that you're notified when new videos come out. Like, share, follow. Put your comments down below, because that really, really helps. It helps the algorithms find us, recognize us, and send us out to much broader audiences so we can reach and help a lot more people. And the more merch we sell, the more people we're able to help at Freedom Expressions, which is part of the campuses of Total Freedom Darien Center, New York, and Total Freedom Sydney, Manitoba, Canada. That's a men's campus at Darien Center, New York. That is a campus for men and women. If you're Canadian, you can also get there. So what is that all about? Addictions. Many people, all age groups, from children to elderly, are suffering through addictions on their own when you don't need to do that. The campuses are available to you, and it's not a program, it's a campus where you work through the issues that got you to the addictions and gain your life back. So there is a new life waiting for you at Total Freedom Darien Center, New York, and also Sydney, Total Freedom Sydney, Manitoba, Canada. And that is a men-only campus facilitated by Rick and Robin, who have great testimonies of how they broke through their addictions. So thank you in advance for doing that. You can also email me through our website if there's a topic, a category you'd like me to cover, or you'd just like to connect. That's the way to do it, through ccbusnet.com. You can also email me through stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Click on the businesses tab, and it will open our Car Connection profile page, and there is an email port for you there as well. So an email form. So you can get in touch with me that way. You can also put a comment in any one of our videos. I see those comments. I respond to the comments for the videos because that's important to stay connected, to have that line of communication open. So before we go any further, I would like to just mention that Car Connection Workshop is brought to you by Crystal Ridge Dream Center, serving men, women, children, meals, love, and hope, and changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region. They are our non-profit, faith-based organization that we have tied in for 2025, also heading into 2026. For 31 years on radio, every single year we have always worked alongside fundraisers for local nonprofit faith-based organizations, and so Crystal Ridge Dream Center is that organization for us, also heading into a brand new year, 2026. Car Connection is also brought to you by City Auto Sales and Leasing, the Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. Low mileage vehicles and quality vehicles at fair prices. Earl and Louise Grant do not sell you any junk. They are car people, and they love to take care of their customers so that you are part of the family at City Auto Sales and Leasing. Buy with confidence, be treated with nothing but honesty and integrity. They do have a large inventory of vehicles, but if there's something specific you're looking for, let Earl and Louise Grant know, because they have over 25 years of resources where they can do all the legwork, and they'll find you a beauty. Let me tell you, they sure will. Thank you to Rita and Ramiz Shanuda at Rainbow Motors and Garage in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. Sales and service that you can trust. All years, makes, and models, including up to light commercial vehicles. That's what they maintain. So you can buy something there, purchase a vehicle, and have it serviced there. They also have extended warranties on the vehicles that you purchase, so you can take care of that and have some peace of mind. But check in with Rita and Ramiz Shanuda, the brothers at Rainbow Motors and Garage, and let them know that Car Connection sent you. To our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Mealy, Larry Tetro, they have combined 50 years experience in and as fiduciaries. What does that mean? They understand money and how they can get it working hard for you instead of you hard for your money, and helping you to create the 6 pillars that create a financial stability in your homestead. So from portfolios, if you have a portfolio of investments with the bank, you need to learn why you need to get them out of there and get them over to IG Wealth Management with either Tony or Larry, so that money is growing and it's working hard for you. They work with a plan to get rid of debt, estate planning, wills and powers of attorney, mortgages, life insurance, and critical illness insurance. And I can tell you this, I have all of that covered with Tony Mealy and Larry Tetro. I know these guys for over 20 years. They're two of the best in all of Canada, and they have been recognized by IG Wealth for such. So you get a complimentary hour and a coffee for knowing me and Car Connection. No sales, no gimmicks, no obligation, no condemnation. You're going to sit with them either in person, by Zoom, by phone, in a coffee shop, at their office, in your home, whatever you are comfortable with. I highly recommend get the answers from those who have the fruit on the tree. As my professor once said, Motormouth, never take advice from those who are not where you want to be. If they're not where you want to be, you really ought not to be listening to them. Smile, respect them, and move on and get your answers from those who can provide accurate information. Thank you to the Grimo family at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Building Canada since 1931, providing building supplies, hardscape, landscaping materials that are absolutely out of this world, outstanding. So if you're looking to spruce up your backyard, create that special place for you to hang out, I would recommend that you connect with them mid to end of January to start to get the ball rolling, and you're going to want to line up a really good landscaper to do the job. I can relate to that. We waited 2 years for a landscaper that came with really good credentials. They're busy. The good guys are busy, and you need to get them, you need to get on their calendar. Otherwise, with all the new builds, there's a lot of landscaping that needs to be done as soon as the spring hits. And if you're not on their calendar, you could end up waiting for the good guys for a year or two. So jump on that. All right, let's jump into today's topic. But before I do that, I have one more. This is it. I'm telling you right now, this is the coup de grace of Motormouth Winter Tech Tips. This is the last one I have. I wrote 35 of them. Actually, it was 34 plus a bonus. So here it is, Motormouth's Winter Tech Tip. Keep your trunk light working. And you know, I just discovered yesterday that I actually have a trunk light. Yeah. So I have a '08 Nissan Rogue that was donated to Car Connection. We did a ton of repairs to bring it up to spec. And you can see all of that. There's a lot of learning tools on that vehicle on our YouTube channel. Tons of information, not information overload like sucking out a fire hose, but we did a lot of repairs to that '08 Nissan Rogue to get it back and up to snuff so it could pass a safety inspection as well. And I just discovered it has a trunk light. And I'm like, yesterday, as a matter of fact, I'm going, wow, how cool is that? Yeah, it's right on the hatch. So that when the lid is up, it's actually illuminating right where you're working. Imagine that. I was like pretty excited, okay? I know, little things keep me entertained. So keep your trunk light working, because digging for jumper cables in a pitch black winter evening is a workout that none of us want to have. I always have booster cables on board for two reasons. One, if I do something crazy and leave something turned on, I'm usually pretty good at making sure that I shut down the vehicle, just like I would if I was landing an airplane. You're on the runway, you've applied the brakes and the flaps, you come to a stop, now you're turning, you're going into a terminal, and once you get there, if you watch pilots, and I'm very intrigued by watching pilots and flying aircraft, planes, trains, and automobiles. That's it. I love them all. I really do. And boats. Got to put boats in there. The best day of owning a boat, they tell me, is the day you sell it. And it's true. It's very true. I like watching the pilots. everything. They're in sequence. They're shutting the plane down. That's what I do in my car. Make sure you've got everything turned off and you haven't left anything on. And I'm an interior light. I don't know what. I think I'm eccentric. Even if it's on a timer, I still wait to watch that it goes out. It's just me. Am I the only one that does that? Yeah, I think some people go, what are you doing, Motormouth? You coming in? I'm just checking the rotary and the end girder thingy right now. And I'm just watching to see if the interior light goes out, because that's caught me a couple times. So, and you're in a hurry, you head out to the car, and you got nothing. It's not unlocking, and you got nothing. The car's dead. And then you try your key, and the lock doesn't work. So if you haven't listened to my podcast on the Big Three, the Big Three, which I did this past week, you're going to want to collect that one, because it's Saturday morning, and if you're just tuning in, you're missing 5 more days of Motormouth's Morning Drive, giving you tips and tricks on how to keep your vehicle going, fix it, and don't spend any money. Things that you can do that will help you to reduce your automotive repair bills. How cool is that? Huh? That should get us, Skippy and I, a year's supply of donuts or Jelly of the Month Club, something like that. So be safe, keep it under 100, and stay tuned for more Motormouth tech tips, because I have more, but they're just not 100% winter related. They're just tech tips. So I'll share some of those with you as well. So let's jump into today's topic, which I promised the other day being Friday, to talk about rust proofing. And it is should be one of your, if you didn't listen to Friday's topic, which was automotive New Year plan. The plan to help you to keep your vehicle rolling, regardless of mileage, but having a game plan that you follow exactly like I do. And that's how I explained in Friday's program. A 1999 Honda Civic DX 2-door hatchback, 5-speed stick, air conditioning, and everything works. All of it. And it's not rotted out. How about that? It's still, when it's washed and it's clean, it's red. I call it the Rocket. And it looks amazing. And this past summer, I pulled all the interior out. The headliner was starting to sag. I found one from the exact same car in the U.S. It was identical. It was red, same gray interior, 2-door hatchback, and I scarfed a whole pile of parts. I got a perfect headliner out of that car. So this past summer, I put that in and cleaned the whole car out, and I took it to a car show. And the young fellers, they were all over it. You're like, you want to sell this? No. How am I going to get home? Yeah, I can't do that. Give me a ride? No. Well, then I'm not selling it. There you go. It's not for sale. That has almost 300,000 K on it. Our 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser. 2007. That's the newest. Well, no, that's not true. The 2008 Nissan Rogue, that's almost brand new. That's almost a new release when it comes to videos. Almost a new release. The 07 has we're 3/4 of the way to 400,000 kilometers, and the body's not rotted out. The 99 Honda Civic DX is not rotted out. The 08 Nissan Rogue has to have rust-proofing application, a full rust-proofing application. Now that all the repairs and maintenance are done, it's got some dry areas underneath. It has been done with something at some point in its life, because there are holes, plug holes, where product has been installed. But there's a lot of dry areas underneath because the vehicle sat for about a year not being used. It was just parked. So that's the next two things have to happen. It has to be safety inspected, and it's in line to get that done. The shops are just overwhelmed right now and still installing winter tire packages. I think that's fabulous. But just the same, it needs two things, safety inspection and a full application of rust proofing. So let's jump into that, because that is the number one maintenance. If you do that every year, if you don't do it every year, at least do it every 18 months. That's my suggestion, and it works like a charm. That's a full application. Well, how do you figure out what is a good product and what isn't? We're going to break that down and talk about it, including the electronic rust busters. Yeah, not a good idea. But I'm going to break that out for you so that you get a clear understanding that, yeah, it's snake oil. It really is. The science is sort of there, but not for cars, for ships. The concept comes from ships, but it doesn't work for cars. So let's jump into, first of all, let's cover the reasons why you should deeply consider annually rust proofing your vehicle. If you're a takeout window guru or groupie, that's your thing every single day. I am not. If it were for, places like Timmy's and all of those places with takeout windows, McDonald's, I really like McDonald's coffee. I cannot drink Timmy's coffee. There's something in it, doesn't work for my system. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't work for me. I mean, if I'm very desperate for a cup of Joe and there's nothing around, I would do a small and water it back. But there's something in it just doesn't work for me. But if it were for the takeout windows, selling coffee every day, counting on me to boost their profit margin, not going to happen. I take my thermos with me on the road. I make my own gourmet coffee, and it costs me like 15 cents a cup, all in. I don't need any sweetener, just cream, real cream. So I say that to say this. Take the cost of one cup of coffee, every week, and put that into a jar, and you'll have more than enough money to cover paying for a rust proofing application. Not a full application, a partial. Now, if you want the full application, which I call that the bloop factor, they laugh at me when I take a vehicle in. I did just a couple of weeks ago. Is I just tie the rope on the back of it and just bloop that puppy right in there. Like a tea bag in the water. Bloop. Yeah. The reason being is you want a rust-proofing product that's going to protect every nook and cranny of your vehicle. Not just some areas. You want it to creep into every nook and cranny your vehicle has. Because there's a lot of areas on automobiles where that's where the rusties start, because you can't access those areas. So if you're not using a product that creeps, it's only going to go where the person who's applying the product sprays it. So if he goes psst over here, that's where it stays. Psst over here, that's where it stays. Those products, no good. So whether it's rubberized or it's oil-based, no. Oil-based, not good. If it's a petroleum-based rust-proofing, that eats body caulking, seam sealer, door seals, and also transmission bushings, sway bar bushings, motor mounts, because they're all there's rubber on them. And petroleum eats the rubber and rots it out. So then when you're spraying it to protect it from the rusties, you're also creating damage at the same time. So those products, petroleum-based or have wax in it, no good. If it's a product that sprays on and drips off, here's my key tech tip for you. If it drips, it's junk. Okay? That's simple. If it's rubberized, rust proofing, it's junk. If it has wax in it to hold it there, and then it does ooze off, because it was a product way back in the 90s I used to use. I think it was called Lubricoat or something like that. It had beeswax in it. It would glob out my doors, and I ruined several pairs of really nice slacks. No good. Junk. If it is, like I said, petroleum-based wax, any kind of oil, any kind of petroleum whatsoever, if it's fish oil, no good. If it drips, it's no good. If it's rubberized, here's what happens with the rubberized stuff. So fellas, listen to me here. If you're wanting to put a product underneath on, say, a special project car that doesn't come out in the winter, you got to make sure that the body metal, there's no moisture anywhere. Because the rubberized rust-proofing product, or undercoating, we used to call it, if there's any moisture on the metal and you spray the rubberized undercoating on it, it seals the moisture in like a skin, like a barrier. So what happens, and we saw this, I'll never forget, I had a gentleman that would come into our shop in the Hamilton Mountain, and he had a Ford Aerostar van. From the ground up, from the outside, the van was mint. And I mean, it was clean, 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 inside and out. And he took care of all the mechanicals. And the one day I got it up on the hoist, because he saw stuff falling off, he had it rubberized, undercoated. There were holes in behind the rust proofing the size of my fist, the size of a 12-inch baseball, because moisture was trapped behind the rubberized barrier, the undercoating, and ate the body out from underneath the vehicle. The guy was so upset. He was standing right there, and it was falling off in sheets, and in behind there, the floor of the van, structural integrity was compromised on that Aerostar van front to back. It was sad because the rest of the van was mint, inside and out and mechanical. Now there's holes everywhere underneath behind the rust proofing. You poke just lightly and materials falling off and great big chunks of rust. And in behind it, a hole. Now let's jump into, so keep in mind, what you want from a rust-proofing product are a few things, and I'm going to share them with you right now. It does not drip. It is not petroleum-based. It creeps. So 40 degrees and above, the product creeps along your vehicle because of the electronic theory. Your vehicle is negatively charged. The product is positively charged. Positive electrons chase the negative electrons, right? Unlike charges attract, like charges repel. So this is how the product works. A good product works. It chases the negative electrons. Come on, sweetie, give me some sugar, honey. And it chases it all around the car, into every nook and cranny that we can't get into. So if you spray the product here, psst, it ends up over there. Psst, but I didn't spray it there. How did it get there? It creeps. That's what you want. Number 2, it does not drip. Number 3, it neutralizes the acids from road salt and the wickedly corrosive salt brine. So when if the product is already on and it's still creeping and it finds some acids from road salt, it neutralizes it so it doesn't eat the body metal. Cha-ching, that's money in your pocket. So I've covered it all. It doesn't harm electronics, the product. It doesn't harm door seals, weather stripping, any kind of rubber. transmission mounts, engine mounts, sway bar bushings. It doesn't damage any of that. And will not void your factory warranty. And I've heard some stories where people are told, oh, no, never rust-proof it. It voids your factory warranty. No, it does not with the product that I use. And I'm not going to endorse it here on the radio because they don't pay for the show. It's not their show. It's not their time. But I'll tell you how you can connect. I've made it simple for you so that you can get to using the same product I'm using. Because as far as I can see out there, it's the best product I've ever seen, and I've been using it 12 years now. I used another product before that goes on and it drips. It's part of its base is fish oil, no good. So all those products, rust-proofing products, if it drips, it's junk. Again, if it has petroleum base in it, it's junk. If it has wax in it, it's junk. If it's rubberized, it's junk. It has to be a neutral product that dispels water. That's the other thing that you want in a rust-proofing product. And the one I use does that. It pushes moisture out of the body metal. It doesn't hide it and mask it. It pushes it out. So if moisture is being pushed out, less chance of rust. Absolutely. And the product does work. I buy it in aerosol cans. I have it in the shop. In fact, I just used it yesterday to lubricate some hinges on that '08 Nissan Rogue because they were a little tight. The rear hatch wasn't lifting up with the shocks by itself. Sprayed them up, worked it in. Now you unlock the hatch. The gas charge supports struts lift it right up. So the product works. And it will creep along now. I've sprayed there. So now let's talk about these electronic rust busters. We shot a video. In fact, it is on our website. If you go to carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, ccbusnet.com, it is under the category of tech tips. It wasn't a video. It was actually a series of photos with explanation. And there's showing I took some pictures of a Dodge Caravan in Cheektowaga, New York on one of my clients at the time in their shop. They were changing the engine cradle. It was completely rotted out. The motor and transmission were falling out of the van. It was incredible. So I took some pictures. So if you go to our website, you click on Tech Tips, you'll find it. And we will do a video at some point, just not yet, not right now. So let's talk about these electronic rust busters. Number one, they're going to cost you about $1,000 if you get it at a dealer, right? That's their rust proofing. There's also some pictures on our website of a 2009 Hyundai Accent that had one of those rust busters on it, the electronic ones. And right where the electrodes, or the what they call anodes, were fastened to the strut towers under the hood, the strut towers were rusting. So the lady asked me to take a look at it, and I go, why did you buy one of those? Well, when I went to buy the car new, the fella that came with me said, oh, you got to have that. Yeah, I said, well, I'd be packaging that up and saying, you owe me $1,000, chump. Thanks for coming with me, but it's a useless piece of junk. Yeah. On ships, they use those electronic rust busters in a big way. So there is a voltage signal being sent through the entire ship all the time to prevent rust particles from developing. That's where they got the concept from. It works on ships because it's a whole new ball game for that. On the car, the rust buster is only working when the car is running, not when it's turned off, or vice versa, one or the other. I can't remember now. It might be, is it when it's running? No, true, opposite. when you shut the vehicle off, the rust buster is powered up. Then it's sending a milliamp voltage signal through your entire vehicle. So when the vehicle's not running, it's not protected. It is protected. When it's running, it's not. I'll get this right here in a minute. So when its car is off, rust buster is apparently working. When the car is on, it's not working. So the product that I have applied to my vehicle works whether I'm sleeping, whether the car is parked on the north side of the house or the south side, whether it's the car is going down the road, or whether it's turned off, or whether it's sitting for several weeks before it's used again. The rust product that I have applied to my vehicles is constantly working. 365, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Rust buster? No. Piece of junk. Good money maker for somebody. And what I did for this particular lady was I took it to the selling dealer where she bought it brand new and had them open the hood and said, why is there rust here if that thing's working? Well, that shouldn't be happening. I go, well, it is. What are you going to do about it? So this lady feels she got hosed, and I showed her my mechanic's licenses, and I go, yeah, the gig is up. I said I worked for a car manufacturing corporation, and I was sent to a dealer where the fella in the F&I department wanted me to push those at the service department, the electronic rust buster, and I said, I love you, but I cannot sell something and promote something to people when I know it doesn't work. I said, I know you have to make money, and profitability is not a dirty word if it's come by honestly, but that would be dishonest of me to help you and push these in the service department so that you can make money. Well, it's for the dealer's behalf. I go, it's dishonest, and I won't do it. I got myself into a pretty deep hole, and I just said, no, I wouldn't sell it to you, your family, or anybody because that would be dishonest. It does not work. Doesn't work. The concept works if you're an ocean liner. That's what they use to slow down the rusties. But it's a different system with the same concept. It doesn't work on cars. So I'm probably going to get some hate mail, but I don't care. Show me the science that it works. I saw that it didn't, and I have pictures to prove it. And I still have that electronic rust buster. We call it the Rust Buster 2000. And you can see that on our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. CC Busnet, BUS is in Sam, NET.com. Click on the Motormouth tips is there. I can't remember the button, but you'll find it and then have a look. And there is sort of a likeness of me many years ago. There's some stuff that's still posted there, and I've left it there on purpose as a reminder of when I many years ago attempted to shoot some YouTube videos, and I wish I had stayed with it because today it would have made things we would have been well on our way and able to help people and fix their cars for free. Yeah. The widows and orphans and single moms and seniors and those who are just struggling to keep the car going. So let's stay on track with the rust proofing as I wrap it up here. I'm going to bring it home. So if you go to our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, CC Busnet, BUS is in Sam, NET.com, you will see a logo for a corrosion product. And I'm going to call it CF. Okay? Click on it. You will open the profile page, and then you can click through, visit the product, see it applied, and make a judgment for yourself. That's the product I've been using for the last 12 years, and we have nothing rusting out. No, nothing rusting out. Even if you have some rusties on your vehicle, if it's not heavy, scabby rust, the product will get right through there and it will protect the body metal. I've seen it, and that's why with the aerosol cans, if I see a little spot somewhere that something's breaking out, I'll spray it with the aerosol can of the product, and it shuts it right down. It slows the rusties down to a snail's pace, and will keep it at bay till you can get that area fixed up. So, just so you know, it works. It works very, very well. And no, I'm not paid by them whatsoever. They don't support the podcast. They don't support the YouTube channel. It's the only product I know out there for a simple reason. I use it myself, and it works exactly the way they say and tell you it works. And you need to do it at least once a year minimum, or every 18 months. So either or. I just make it as a habit, because the first and foremost thing that you need to protect on any vehicle to ride that thing off into many sunsets and as many kilometers as you can put on it is you've got to protect the structural integrity. It's a maintenance. I call it an annual sport. You got to keep the structure solid, and everything else is replaceable. It's everything else that's broken is replaceable or serviceable, but once the structural integrity is gone, it's over, and, you know, as they say, the fat lady's singing. And when that happens, it's done. It's going to the crusher when it doesn't have to. So I'd like you to think hard on that, because it doesn't void, this product I'm talking about doesn't void any factory warranty whatsoever. And if they say it does, tell them to put it in writing. And I'll tell you right now, they won't, because it's just a load of baloney. You know, they don't want you keeping your vehicles long term. They don't. Car manufacturers want you in a new car at, if at all possible, every 3 to 5 years maximum. That's why they don't push service as much as they used to. My tech buddies and I have been talking about that for the last 10, 15 years. We were seeing service being kind of reduced to next to nothing at a dealership level, because they want you out of it and into another one as quick and as soon as possible. It's that simple. So this is your way of coming against that, like I do, and you can keep your vehicle as long as you want. Even if it gets to a point where, you know what, the motor's getting tired, transmission's getting tired, the body's in mint condition, top, bottom, and sideways, it's far cheaper to put another transmission in or another engine than to go to the car lot and spend $60-some-odd thousand for a vehicle. It's crazy. It's a touch of madness. And then you only get 60,000 kilometers warranty, or whatever occurs first, the time or the mileage. That's lifetime warranty. You have to know and understand that. Lifetime warranty is the day or the mileage that voids it. So, for example, if it's 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, and in 2 years you hit 60K, that's your lifetime warranty is over. That's their back door. Lifetime doesn't mean what we think it is. A lifetime sentence in jail is not lifetime on a car. It's the month or the mileage, whatever you hit first. So it's up to us to be a prosumer, not a consumer, a professional consumer when it comes to your automobile. So keep the structural integrity of your vehicle maintained. You can keep that sucker as long as you want. And that's what I do. I'm not an advocate for making car payments and paying interest. You know what? You're far better to buy a pre-owned vehicle that's got lower mileage, and then the day you own it, start seriously taking care of it from the day one and watch what happens. Because when you turn that key and you're not paying interest and you're not in partnership with the bank, it is a great feeling. And our certified financial planning professionals, if you were to sit down with them, they'll both tell you, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, best car in the driveway, especially right now in today's economy, is the one that's paid for. Treat it with utmost respect, and you know what? You're going to save money. That's right, sweetheart. You'll be able to get another pair of shoes if you have a shoe collection. Yeah, you'll save enough money to go, you know what? I really like those. And you'll be able to buy them. So that wraps us up on rust proofing. If you have any questions whatsoever, and I will work diligently to put together a rust prevention video for our YouTube channel. I got to create a couple of test pieces to show you, and also some of the products that I tell you that don't work. I can't show you what they are name-wise, but I'll be able to use the product and demonstrate and show you what I'm talking about, and you'll be blown away. When I talk about a product that creeps, you'll be absolutely blown away by what I show you the product that I use can do. Because I won't think of you. I'm not thinking of using anything else because I know it works. So till next time, thank you for supporting our podcast. Remember, you can, whoever you know in your circle of friends can grab our podcast from any platform by simply putting Car Connection Workshop in the search box and hitting search. You will find us on Spotify, Apple Music, also Amazon Music, as well as iHeart is our main platform, and they do a great job sending us out across all podcasting platforms around the world, and that is so cool. Hope you'll like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We put up little videos there as well, things, bloopers, outtakes, reels, and you can also find us on Stevensville on the web.ca. Click on the businesses tab. You'll find us there, and we'll see you in the next one. So happy motoring. Keep it under 100. Put the coffee on because we're going to come to your house. And always remember, peace, patience, and kindness. Bye for now.